Hi friends, on this episode I wanted to tell you about one of my looper pedals. Looper, what that does is record, you play into it and record something, and then you can play it. And this is really cool. This is made by a guy in Minneapolis named Zachary Vex from Zvex effects. And this was my first foray into the world of looping. Looping is basically just you play something, record it, and then you can play it back. But this one is really special because it's called the Lo-Fi Loop Junky. And what it does, it's all analog. There's no digital circuit in here. It's all analog circuit. And actually, the recording chip was originally designed for people to leave, the deceased to leave messages for their loved ones at funerals. So it's a bit cryptic and macabre. But as far as like modern loopers go, this does some very weird things. Like a lot of modern loopers are digital, and they record and play back exactly what you may have played. But this messes it up. What it does, it's low fidelity because of the analog circuitry and the frequencies. So it's got a volume, that's the playback, a tone control. Here to go from, it's just like a tone control on a stereo, to very bright to not. That's the record level, and this is a vibrato. That's the depth and the speed. So you can, whatever you play, it's definitely not going to come out sounding what you played into it. It kind of warps it and twists it, gives it a very low fidelity. The sound is almost like a warped record that's been left in the sun. There's hiss. It's the most glorious hiss in the world. Very old school sounding. And by a lot of modern standards, people would say, well, that's just crap, because you can only record 20 seconds, only one loop, you can't overdub. And but this was my first foray into looping about 12 years ago. And I use it just as a creative tool. It makes some nice noises, but also when I started using it, I realized it was a really great practice tool, because I could play a rhythm, albeit just 20 seconds, and then solo over it or play another part. So I'll do that right now. Okay, so to make a loop, what you do is just hit the record button and the light comes on, tells you it's recording, and when you're done, you just hit it again and it'll play. There's also start and stop on here. So let me make a new one and you can see. All right, let's mess it up. Here we go. Hear that kind of warped record sound? Mess around with the tone and the volume. But I'll turn it down, and if you notice, there's that hiss in the background. That's the analog circuit, but it's the coolest hiss ever, I think. Check it out. So there you go, the Zvex Lo-Fi Loop Junky, made in Minneapolis by Zachary Vex. Very strange pedal. I would recommend a looper for anyone who wants to practice, because you can play your rhythm and then solo over top. It's really good for your timing as well. But this is kind of an oddball thing, but I really love it, and It's been a long time since I pulled it out, so the Zvex Lo-Fi Loop Junky. Thanks for listening, everyone.